Hello and welcome all you XJet channel viewers, and a bit of an update now. Let you know what's going on down here at the bottom of the world as we come to the end of winter and we look forward to spring. So, I'm no longer a member of SWM, South Waikato International Modelers Incorporated. I have resigned. On Tuesday of this week, I got a call from Ron, who's the president of the club, and he said on behalf of the committee I was being invited to resign from that committee. Now, that's not resign from the club. That's a very important distinction. The committee had had a meeting I wasn't able to attend because of other commitments, but apparently at that meeting it was decided that it would be prudent to invite me to resign from the committee. And the obvious connection here is that I'm the guy who puts his head up and stands up for the rights of the club and the members and all that sort of stuff. So I'm the guy that gets aimed at, and as long as I'm associated with the committee, it's probably not likely that the club is going to get a fair go from either the local council or Model Fly New Zealand. So it stands to reason that now we're getting closer, although we're getting closer to getting back on the field, that it would make sense for me to step down from the committee, lower my head a bit so that the club didn't attract flack from bodies that see me as their enemy. Fair enough. And I said to Ron, no worries, Ron, good, excellent. I actually get to enjoy all the benefits of membership without having to lift a finger at a committee level. Brilliant, love it, excellent. So that was it. No problems, all good friends. And it was just a prudent measure, sensible measure. Then later in the week, I asked a very innocent, very simple question on the Model Fly New Zealand mailing list. It boils down to the fact that quite a few of these grumpy old men have said that I shouldn't be entitled to insurance cover under the Model Fly New Zealand insurance policy, because that's only for recreational and sport flies. And I'm a guy that makes money out of the hobby. I go out there and I put these videos up. And some of these videos have little banners which in theory earn me money. So I'm not flying for sport or recreation, I'm flying for profit, and that should disqualify me from being covered by the insurance policy. And I mean, I can possibly understand that perspective as well, but I thought, well, maybe we should get some clarification on this, because for a start, I don't want to buy extra insurance if I don't need to, but there's a more important issue, and a lot of people now are putting videos of their flying up on YouTube, and a growing number of them are being invited by YouTube to monetize those videos, to put ads on there and share in the revenue those ads might generate. Now, as anybody who's done that will know, you don't get rich doing that unless you have a viral video that goes 100 million. That might make you a bit of money, but just the average YouTube model video that might attract anywhere from 100 to a couple of thousand views, it really doesn't even buy enough for a cup of coffee. So it's not like you're profiting from it, you're basically offsetting your cost. But I thought, okay, I asked the question, where does the line between flying for fun and flying for profit, where is it drawn? So people need to know, because what if some kid, 16-year-old kid, buys himself a model plane, goes out, joins a club, does some flying, his friends film it, he puts it up on YouTube, and YouTube says, oh, share a bit of the revenue, and he earns a few bucks from it. Okay, it sounds all great, rosy and wonderful. What happens if the next weekend he goes out, flies his model into a BMW and cracks the windscreen, and he's left facing a bill of a couple of $1,000s to have it replaced? What if he goes along to Model Fly New Zealand and says, oh, I need to claim on the insurance, and they go and say, no, I'm sorry, but you're doing this for profit. You've put videos up on YouTube and you're getting revenues off them. Sorry, you're not covered. So that sort of thing needs to be defined. Is any posting constitute a flying for profit, or is it only at a certain threshold? If so, what's that threshold, and whatever. People just need to know so they can, if necessary, get their own insurance policy. Well, when I posted that, you'd think someone had shoved a rocket up the arse of those grumpy old men. They went ballistic, and I was being accused of being a freeloader and all the names under the sun, and was threats and all sorts of rubbish. The usual carry on from these people. Absolutely childish and ridiculous. And then the president of the national model flying body, one of his oars came out of the water and he spun around like a whirling dervish. There's probably cocoa stains all over his carpet after he started this. But he started defaming me. He started dragging up stuff from crap areas like RC Truth, where they post a whole lot of rubbish and no one's prepared to put their name to it because it's all anonymous. He started posting stuff like this to show how bad I was and what a terrible person I was. And the hatred and vitriol and venom just flowed like water. It was unbelievable. You would not believe this was the president of a national body who held himself as being suitable for the office. Incredible. Of course, no one criticised him, because grumpy old men all like to cluster together for whatever reason. So there you go. I realised at that stage that although I'd only been asked to resign as a member of the committee of SWM, any association between myself and the club is going to have a bad effect on the club, and it's not going to get a fair deal. It's not going to get the representation and the support it deserves from the national body. So at that stage I decided the only thing I could really do in order to give everyone a fair go was resign as a member as well. And that's what I've done. I've resigned from SWM as a member. Now, nobody asked me to resign as a member. There's something I did off my own bat because I think it's, the writing is on the wall. It's pretty damn obvious. And obviously the committee knew it as well, or they wouldn't have asked me to resign as a committee member. They've seen that they're not going to get a fair deal, not what they deserve, so that's it. No ill feeling, no grudges, these are still my friends. I like to call them my friends. I'm happy to have them as my friends, and I dare say I'm still their friend, I hope. But the bottom line is that I'm no longer swimming. I'm out of the pool. I'm sunk, so to speak. So I can't fly at the field because I'm no longer a member of the club, which, and it means that my flying will probably be all done on my own. I'll have to fly outside the 4-kilometre radius of the airfield and find some deserted, lonely country road and fly from there. There you go. Sad but true. Never mind. Things change. Times, people move on. That's where I'm at the moment. So, in a remarkable turn of fate, actually, the club has now had flying restored at the airfield this weekend. I think they went out and they flew for the first time in months at the local airfield. There were jet flyers there, menacing the bike riders as usual. And all is good with the world. So as long as you play by the rules, doesn't matter if you're safe, you can fly again at the South Waikato area at the Tokoroa airfield. And everybody's happy. So now I have to figure out what I'm going to do. Because obviously if I'm not flying, I'm not going to be able to film Ron and Barry and Brent and all the others that are members of SWM. I'm sort of stuck. I spent the weekend at home working away on some RC model review stuff. And I have to decide where I go from here. It's a bit sad because I was actually getting very close to the point where all my efforts and activities on my YouTube channels and websites and things were almost making it viable for me to treat this as a full-time job. Almost covering the cost. Not quite, but almost. Now, of course, with the lack of revenues from XJet, and as not many videos in the last couple of months and not much prospect of more videos like we used to have, kind of shoots that out of the water. So my job as a full-time crusader and supporter and promoter of the hobby is now in jeopardy, unfortunately. Never mind. I'll have to work around that. So I have to come up with some new ideas for videos. And not just crap videos, not just stuff like this, a talking head you don't want to see. Videos of stuff that's interesting and exciting and is worth actually watching, because I've seen many people just, in order to keep the volume up, they just put up crap. But that's not the way I work. I want to make sure that every video you watch is something you can give a thumbs up to because you enjoyed it and it was worth taking the time. So I'll have to work really, really hard at that. This morning I was up at 5:30 doing some writing for magazines and things because I've got to pay the bills. And it's with the drop in revenues, it's going to be awfully hard work. It does mean I've got more time to spend on RC model reviews, so I'll be working away there. As I say, a lot of the videos are done. I just have to do web pages because, for example, the FPV backpack build video is useless without a web page that has the files you need to do the circuit board and the list of components and where to get them, all that sort of stuff. So that's what I've been working on this weekend as well. That'll be up shortly. So I'll be catching up on all that stuff I've so sorely neglected because of the time, effort and sweat I've been putting into trying to resolve these other issues. But there we go. So yeah, I'm a little saddened by the events, but the other guys don't want to be sort of weighed down by being associated with me in light of recent events, and I understand that, and that's no hard feelings. That's fine. So I just got to decide what to do from here, and whatever I do, I have to find a cameraman too, because my wife is not really since her accident, she has a lot of uncontrolled movements. So even with the Sony Steadicam, it'd be like watching a video of an earthquake. And there we go. So I'm sure there's backslapping going on all over the geriatric ward of the Model Fly New Zealand organisation as they say, "Oh, got rid of that guy, yeah, quick!" And there'll be Zimmer frames sparking in joy and air trumpets spinning with giddy delight. But I mean, that's fine. I'm not worried. I've done what I can do. All you can do is that, and I'll move on. Do something, still work to promote the hobby, and try and make it interesting, exciting, and attractive to a new generation of model flyers. It's a bit harder now, but see what I can do. So if you want to see people having fun flying model aircraft without bureaucratic crap and unnecessary rules and regulations and grumpy old men, then go to rcgutt. And this is the probably about here. There should be a link to it, but go into the description. On the description of this video, I'll put a link to rcgutt. That's what South Waikato Model Air Club used to be before grumpy old men stuck their oars in and ruined it. And as I say, for 8 years, we were just a bunch of friends that flew together and enjoyed each other's company, flew model aircraft, never damaged anything, never hurt anybody. But that's not good enough for some grumpy old men. They got their nose in a twist and decided to shut us down. They did. Now we've got just another club with committees and safety officers and presidents and all that sort of stuff, and I hope the club can withstand all that bureaucracy. I'm sure it will. I'm sure the guys will have no problem. Just a shame to see the end of an era and the start of a new one, I suppose. Never mind. So I better get on, do some more work, pay the bills. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned to the XJet channel because there may be some even more exciting stuff coming up than you've seen in the past, because remember, not a member, no rules. Opens the door a bit, doesn't it? Thanks for watching. See you again soon. We got some FPV action going on here, and there's people all over. The skies are full of planes. We don't know who's who. Even the guys flying them don't know who's who. What have you got here, Doc? Show us your beautiful new AXN.
This is my first 2 AXNs.
I'm here with Ron at the field, and Ron's done something to his AXN. Tell us, Ron, what have you done? Because look, oh look, it's got a wheel.
It's really nice, eh?
It's really good, Ron,
I wonder if it will really work.
So Barry, how was that?
Good.
Did you like that?
Oh yeah, it flies beautiful.
Yeah.
It's not as lumpy as the other ones.
No, very good, Barry.
But you've got to just be a little bit quick on putting it back in from when you're landing, because you get the
How many landings did you do in that flight, Barry?
Don't laugh.
I lost count at 100. I lost count at 100.
Don't laugh about it.
No. Look at Ron, he's actually lighting up the door. He's so bright in his fluoro overalls that actually it's reflecting onto the doors. He's like a little ray of sunshine, is Ron? Yeah, we're all good. Yeah, we're good. Bloody beautiful!
Put your left foot in!
How did it go, Ron? Boom. Oh, you heard it from Ron first. It went boom.
It went boom!
And here's Robo Wayne. Well, look at that man, eh? With all the fancy headgear, Velcro, so he can stick to chicks that walk by. Easter Sunday, Ron.
Yeah.
And what time did you get here from church?
I didn't go to church.
Oh, you heathen, man, you heathen. So, mate, on a scale of between 1 and some other number, how would you rate that?
Well, that'd have to be close to an 11 actually, and out of about 5.
11 out of 5. You like that one then?
Yeah, it's quite a nice little plane.
She flies pretty good, eh?
it does,
And the
yeah.
crowd goes wild.
Yay.
This guy was actually in short pants when Roddy came out to fly this plane, and now look at him, he's aged a little in the meantime. It's an hour later and everybody's turning up now. Look at this, a really good turnout today. We've got Richard, Egmont, who's that? Don't know. And there's Roddy, Wayne, Stu, there's Brent, his new $109 plane, Ken, and Ron's Air Force, of course. Mickey's here. Yeah, she's a beauty day still. A bit of haze. It's so warm and summery. It's like got haze on the horizon. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Ken flies again. I don't like the way you've done the B&D on his wrists though. That looks a bit bloody savage. And
Band.
look, we've got gangster FPV going on here.
Yeah.
Here's our boy from the hood with his cap on backwards and his aerial bent to the right.